Good afternoon. It's that bloke on a motorbike. Just look at that view. How desolate is that? I'm in the Peak National Park, still in South Yorkshire at the minute. Straight in front, that ridge up there is Millstone Edge. So I'm just having a bit of a bimble over some of my favourite roads and favourite areas up in the Peak National Park. So this area drops down into a place called Burbage Bridge, and there's a couple of really good views from here, so I'm going to see if it's possible to just pull in and show you a couple of these views. Okay, let's just pull in here. Oh, that's absolutely gorgeous. So we've got Higgertor just there, we've got Flat Plateau, and then further across we've got Carlwark, which was a hill fort, late Bronze Age, early Iron Age hill fort, although they haven't found any evidence of a settlement up there, but it's not to say that they didn't, because they did have sort of temporary shelters, but there's really big escarpment at one sort of side of it, and then at the other there's a wall that's been built up to protect it, and we're going to be having a look at a few more of those as we go across. So let's go a little bit further. This climbs up onto a plateau which is more or less level with the top of Stanage Edge, so there's quite an easy walk across there then. And then we can, you can see it better there. Let's have a look here. All right, lovely. So there you've got Higgertor, and then there, straight in front of us, you've got the outcrop, which is Carlwark, and they form a line. There's one at the top of Mamtor, there's Carlwark, and there's others down towards Buxton, and they form a line of hill forts, because believe it or not, as peaceful it is now, this one's bandit country. So you had the two tribes. I know one was the Brigantes. Can't for the life in me think what the other one was, but they were the old British tribes, or English, whatever you want to call it, Celtic tribes, before we got the Romans here. So there's not like I like more than pulling up on one of these places here in my camper van, keep it door open, get it kettle going, and just whiling away a few hours. Let's just look at that view. It's just, well, I can't think of words to describe it. So that's Millstone Edge there, up on the right hand side. I'm going to drop down and go down into Hathersage through a place called the Dale. So this is now going to drop down into the Dale. So these views are absolutely spectacular. Look at this for a stunning little valley. Just look, oh my god, look at that view. can see as we drop down here, we're getting more and more trees coming into leaf. It's certainly much colder up on the top of there than it is even just dropping down this little bit. So we're dropping down now into Hathersage. This is a lovely little place, is this one. Church straight above there has got a couple of special things about it. There is the grave in there of Little John, as in Robin Hood fame, and the vicar of that one long ago asked Charlotte Bronte to marry her, and she refused. And then when he did get married to somebody else and went on his honeymoon, she came across with his sister and got the house ready for him when they come back. So how's that for being nice? Do you know, my head is filled with rubbish. It's like a biker's shed. You know, when you got your shed in, you open the door and you don't know where everything is, and then it falls out at the door. It's a bit like that. Okay, so Hathersage, I don't know if it's a town, somebody will correct me if it isn't. There's a lot of places you can buy stuff, so in my view that's a town. Just down here where those yellow brollies are, and that parade of shops there's a chip shop, and it does a fantastic chip butty. Oh, I'll stop talking about chip butties, I've just gone right hungry. Can smell and taste salt and vinegar. Right, we're going to turn right here, and the eagle-eyed amongst you might have just seen on that signpost it said gliding club, and there's something a little bit special about that gliding club. Not been up this lane at all. It looks lovely. This is what these bikes were made for. You can keep your fancy sports bikes and blatting round at some high speed, scaring drivers as you go past them. Give me a road like this little bike, and the scenery. Because this is superb. I'm just going to pull in there. Right folks, just have a look at that view. Hathersage down at bottom. Car coming up there, and then we'll just see how quiet it is. See church at Hathersage there, just off there. Right, photo time. Be back in a minute. Well, that was absolutely lovely. Like we're dropping into tree line again here. Oh, bluebells on right on the side. Oh. Oh, look at that. All those bluebells. I really feel another photo coming on. Just got to be done. Sorry folks, but it's just got to be done. I got to take a picture. I just love this. Some of my favourite trees there, silver birch, bluebells, all that green moss. What more do you want? And a bite like this. Hey, my little beauty. Come on, Betsy. Oh, let's go and find some other things, shall we? Hey? That's it. Do your little sweepy sweepy. Right. Bit further. It's bank holiday this weekend. Today's the Saturday, and places are usually heaving, but you can still find little gems like this out the way that not a lot of people find, because they're all going to usual tourist spots. And we get it all to ourselves, don't we? Hey? What's up, Betsy? Aren't you talking to me? Just getting better and better, is this? So I can just see over in that direction. Don't know if you can see it. We've got the windsock. That's where the gliding club is, and it's on a place called Burtor. So they did originally think that Burtor was another one of the hill forts up there, but now they seem to have changed the mind from it. You can just see the gliders lined up through the trees there. So it's about 400 metres long and roughly 170 metres wide, and it forms a bit of an oval, and on one side of it, you can imagine, one part of it, it's a very steep cliff, and the other side you used to have two ditches running across it with the earth from between it mound up to make like a ridge, so ridge and ditch, sort of defensive structure if you like, but there were no sign of any buildings inside, so they think that it was probably an enclosure for livestock. The thing with it though is that in 1978 they did a survey, because they did some work on it then, basically flattened it, and they flattened all the ridges, filled the ditches in, took it right back, ploughed it all right the way back down to bare bedrock, to make the runway for the gliding club. So just let this guy past. I'm in no rush. So yeah, flattened it all, so now they've got the grass runway up there. You can apparently still see from the air, you can see all the bits and pieces that's left there. Right, where's this taking me? Just get around here and then I'll get back to you. Yeah, so from the air, as I was saying, you can see where the ditches were, where they've been filled in, and you can also see post holes and things like that. So whether it was just a livestock enclosure, or whether again they could have had temporary structures up there. We know that in other parts of the country, in other parts of the world, they did do that. but it's got a really commanding view. Looking across that low plain. Okay, so we're coming into Eyam, and I did a video about Eyam a while ago, so I'll put a card, if I can figure out how to do it, I'll put a card up at the top with a link where you can go and watch that video, because there's another bit of it that we're going to go to now, which at the time I couldn't find, but a bit more research and I've found where it is. So Eyam was a plague village, and what they did, they isolated themselves, and the other villages around brought them food, and they left it on a boundary area, a little well, and they had a stone and they filled it with vinegar, and what that did, it disinfected the money and stopped it being sort of transmitted across. So we've got the youth hostel just going up there, and it should be somewhere along this road. So it looks like this is it here on the left hand side. We've got another group of people. Okay, right, so what we've got here is the Mompesson's Well. And Mompesson was the vicar who got them all to agree to stay in this in their own areas, and down here is allegedly the well. I don't suppose there's any allegedly about it, really, is there? So if I can go down there without me breaking my neck. So that's where they left the money, and I don't know if you can see it, but there is money in there that people have thrown in. So covered in vinegar, filled with vinegar, and they'd leave the food on the sides and then take the money out of the vinegar. It stopped the plague from spreading. So back up onto the bike. There we go. So we've got found the well. Oh yes, you can't see it yet, but watch this, folks. When we go around this bend, it just opens up, does the view again. Look at that. Oh wow. Now this drops me down eventually to not far away from we turned off coming out of Hathersage. So we've done pretty much a big loop round off the same road which goes from Hathersage across to Grindleford. I'm going to go left down here. Looks interesting. Gravel in middle of the road. Oh, here we go. More little back lanes. Even better.
Follow the road for 1.6 miles.
Even better. Oh, yes. Oh, back in the woodland. Oh. Oh, are they what I think they are? I think by the lay of them, what we might have there are bell pits from lead mining, which they did a lot of round here. So obviously they're hundreds of years old and the trees will have grown up in them, but they look remarkably like bell pits to me. yeah, some really big ones as well. What a lovely little lane this is. Now where's it going?
In 0.6 miles, you've reached your destination.
That looks like a nice view over there as well. That's lovely. That looks a lovely old farm, doesn't it? That really is gorgeous. Right folks, so I'm just coming down now back onto the major road. I'm going to hang a left, head back through Hathersage, make my way back home I think. So thanks for coming along with me again. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been good to have your company with me. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. If you're not, if you could consider it. Let me know what you thought to it, so leave me a comment, like it, share it, do what you want with it. If you're out on your bikes, stay safe, keep the shiny side up, the rubber side firmly planted on the floor. And I will see you all out on the road. So bye for now folks, bye.